Now, I think it's safe to say that after what happened yesterday at the Camp Flog Gnaw carnival that's curated and hosted by the one and only Tyler the Creator, Tyler fans should definitely be ashamed of themselves. So yeah, let's talk about it. You might already know what's been going on because everyone has been talking about it, but just in case you don't, let me update you. There was a situation that went down yesterday with Drake when he performed at the annual carnival that Tyler himself curates. Everything seemed to be going really well after people like A$AP Rocky and Lil Uzi Vert performed as surprise headliners because Tyler brought him out as a surprise, and then after them, Drake was supposed to serve as the last surprise headliner at the carnival. So up until this point, nothing out of the ordinary had happened just yet. But after performing a couple songs, something happened. During his performance, Drake kinda noticed that the crowd wasn't really feeling him. They weren't really vibing with him, and that's when this happened.
Like I said, I'm here for you tonight. If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up?
As you can hear, he recognized that the crowd's energy was off. Instead of brushing it off and ignoring the obvious, he addressed the crowd by saying that if they want to keep going, he'll finish his performance and keep moving forward himself.
If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight.
As you can see, he was standing on a stage, listening to the crowd, trying to figure out what he's gonna do next. After the crazy amount of negative reception and the crazy amount of booing, Drake ended the performance.
It's been love. I love y'all. I go by the name of Drake. Thank you for having me.
The most important piece of information about why this might have happened in the first place is because people were expecting Frank Ocean to be one of the secret headliners. When Drake came out to perform and the show had went on for a little bit though, people quickly realized that Frank Ocean was in fact not showing up. That's when the crowd decided to boo Drake off stage, and yeah, you saw what happened. Now the thing about Frank Ocean was he was never officially supposed to even perform at the carnival. The crowd expected Frank Ocean to come out and perform because there were a bunch of rumors floating around the internet that Frank Ocean was the secret and mysterious headliner that you see on the screen right now. You see how there's a bunch of question marks right here? Well, people thought that Frank Ocean was that secret headliner, but of course it wasn't Frank, it turned out to be Drake. Tyler the Creator himself actually spoke out against the crowd's response towards Drake, saying a couple things, and this is what he said. I thought bringing one of the biggest artists on the effing planet to a music festival was fire, but flip side, a little tone deaf knowing the specific crowd it drew. Some created a narrative in their head and acted out like assholes when it didn't come true, and I don't mess with that. And by the way, when he says narrative, obviously he's talking about people, you know, thinking that Frank was gonna show up, but he didn't show up. This man did Feel No Ways. Song is beautiful. Also, mostly everyone was having a great time. These people in the front area were the ones being mad rude. Y'all represented me and Flog to my guests and made us look so entitled and trash. That shit was like mob mentality and cancel culture in real life, and I think that shit is effing trash. Again, thank you Drake. I'm effing pissed. Hotline Bling was next. That's my effing hit. I'm gonna play that in the shower right now. That shit was not cool, dog. We're not actually done because apart from this rant Tyler went on after what happened, he also changed his Twitter bio to this: embarrassed by fans right now. And by the way, Drake actually himself responded to this on his Instagram, and this is what he said: plot twist, just signed a 10-year residency at Camp Flog Gnaw. Sorry kids, see you every single year till you're 30. So what I learned from this caption is when people are being petty to you, you gotta show them that you can be petty as hell back. I absolutely love this response. Now I've put everything that happened regarding this entire situation on the table. What is my take on this? Just like the title of this video says, Tyler the Creator fans should be ashamed of themselves. And by the way, I just want to clarify this, okay? The only reason why I'm specifically saying Tyler the Creator fans should be ashamed of themselves is because he's the face of this entire festival. Most people who showed up are Tyler fans first. Don't forget that. I gotta say, this doesn't seem like it's too much about the crowd not liking Drake. I'm saying this because the rumors and the speculations regarding Frank Ocean maybe showing up to perform at the carnival is the sole purpose why Drake got all this negative energy from the crowd. But then again, let's not ignore the fact that Tyler attracts different kinds of listeners than Drake. I mean, he said it himself. I say that to say a lot of people who visited this carnival might have not particularly liked Drake, just like your average mainstream music listener does. Mix that together with people thinking that Frank Ocean was gonna show up, and there we have a recipe for disaster. But despite that, if you ask me, the reaction from the crowd was nothing but corny and childish. I don't support it, and I think it's crazy to see so many people deciding to be so pessimistic about Drake's presence on stage. We saw this in the video, but Drake tried to, you know, still keep a positive outlook despite getting booed by everybody. He did something really brave, which a lot of artists don't do, by the way, and it seemed like most people who were watching him perform didn't like the fact that he was up there. He addressed it like a grown-up, of course. He tried to keep the show going. Based on the response he got, quickly realized that people weren't feeling him, so he exited the stage in a very respectable fashion. I can't can do nothing but salute him for the way he handled this. Obviously, we're talking about one of the biggest artists on the planet not getting his presence validated this one time. I want you to think about the fact that if Drake shows up anywhere, okay, anywhere on the planet as a surprise, 99% of the time he's gonna get a positive reaction because, well, it's Drake. One of the most successful musicians living on this planet today. Hate him or love him, but you can't deny that. So the fact that he didn't get a positive response when he thought he would, but still kept his composure. Not only that, he tried to reason with the crowd. That didn't work, and at the end he exited the stage very professionally. I think the crowd forgot this, but Drake is gonna be aight, okay, best believe that. This only reflects negatively on Tyler, and I don't like the fact that Tyler had to go through this, when really, you know, the only reason why Drake was up there in the first place was because Tyler tried to create a successful and fun event like he has for these past few years. Like Tyler himself said, this is an entitlement issue from the fans and the crowd. I see the situation exactly for what it is, and I think the fact that the crowd reacted so negatively is a slap in the face to Tyler, who tried to throw a great event. But I guess that's not how it all turned out at the end. So yeah, like I said, Tyler fans, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. I mean, this was completely unnecessary, and like I said earlier, I'm not really worried about this affecting Drake in any kind of way because niggas get booed every day, B. And plus, it's one performance out of thousands and thousands that didn't go so well. The man is still gonna keep on getting his bag. We know that ain't no secret. But I do think this situation kind of exposes the hypocrisy and selfishness of some fans, because that's exactly what it is, at least if you consider Tyler in this situation. I don't even think this incident should entirely be focused on Drake because he clearly handled it well, so he's good. Again, I want to salute him for that, but the crowd had zero consideration for Tyler, who wanted to host a good event. And Camp Flog Gnaw is Tyler's carnival, you know, so this kind of reflects back on him. Let's not forget that getting Drake on your festival, no matter who you are, ain't no easy task. So I do think we need to think about Tyler a little bit more in this case. Clearly, he was way more upset at how it all went down for the right reasons, of course. I completely agree with him. One aspect I haven't seen a lot of people talk about regarding this whole thing, by the way, is the fact that the crowd mirrors exactly how Tyler the Creator behaved a couple years ago. You already know what I'm talking about. Tyler was during a big portion of his come up an extremely polarizing young artist. He didn't give a single F about what anyone had to say about him and hurt a lot of feelings on his way up. Of course, he's not the same person anymore. He's grown a lot and his character development has been nothing but amazing. But it seems like a lot of his fans clearly haven't grown with him, which this incident right here shows. Tyler probably knows this. That's why he lashed out on his fans, trying to speak some sense into them. It's not gonna work though. A lot of the people who found him during his savage era are still rocking with him till this day. And if they haven't grown mentally, they're still gonna be in the same place Tyler was a couple years ago. And those same people are exactly the ones who booed Drake off that stage. So I guess now that I think about it, Tyler did of course have some responsibility for what happened here. Of course, he should have been a little bit more self-aware. You know, there is a noticeable contrast between his fan base and a person who is an avid Drake fan. And plus, there is consequences to acting a certain way, like Tyler did a couple years ago, attracting you know, certain kind of fan base due to the way you acted during those years, and expecting to not have those kind of fans at your festival in 2019. This is problematic on both sides though. On one hand, Tyler can't really control the way people react to him bringing out Drake, but then again, his fan base might not like him, so should he do it? I guess there's a price to whatever decision Tyler would have made in the situation anyway. And of course, there clearly was a price to the kind of audience Tyler attracted during his younger years. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this entire situation regarding Drake getting booed off stage at Camp Flog Gnaw when the crowd realized that Frank Ocean wasn't coming out to perform. What do you have to say about this? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and let's have a discussion about this.